Hi, this is Kathy McKnight at www.thehandwritingexpert.com. I'm also known as the Handwriting Shaman. And shamanism is merely one of the world's oldest spiritual paths, and it is connected to nature. Today I'm going to talk about another ancient idea, and it is Hawaiian, and it's called Ho'oponopono. It's an ancient Hawaiian ritual, mantra, prayer, cleanse for healing and forgiveness. It cleans up our own thoughts and allows room for shifts and miracles. I kid you not. Say it with me, repeat after me, and say it out loud and just see how it feels. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Now, for a long time, I used to have the need to also add, I'm sorry. Please forgive me / I forgive you. Thank you. I love you. So this is a really interesting, cool little thing to do, and it just can, just try it for anything. So why I'm making this video today is because one of my absolute favorite clients in Greece had written to me about something that was troubling her. And what came to me, what popped in my mind to share with her was Ho'oponopono. And so I shared that with her, and then I left for a doctor's appointment. Well, interesting story happened. So I was going to this doctor's appointment riding my brand new car that I had never even filled up the gas tank yet and had only driven a couple of days. So I'm still getting used to it and the bells and whistles and you know how that goes. So the ding light goes off that the gas needs to be fulfilled. Yeah, the gas needs to be filled. And I wasn't really sure how many miles there were afterwards. So I thought, I better take the time and get into the gas lot right now. So I filled it up. It took me a minute or two to do the gas tank because it was very different from any other car I've ever had. And when I left there, I was in a little bit of a hurry. So I pulled across traffic and turned. Okay, so the traffic is coming this way, and then I wanted to turn here. And so the light was kind of orange or more by the time I finished the turn. More than orange, and you know what I'm talking about. Anybody else ever done that? You know anybody personally who's ever done that? So anyway, pretty soon I see the woo, woo, woo lights behind me. And so I pulled over into this drive that also opened up to a gas station. And there were a lot of cars lined up, and I couldn't see around the car, but it looked like the opening to the gas station was right after the last car. And so I started to turn there, and lo and behold, there was no opening. It was quite a bit further down this little side driveway road. And so I just pulled over to the curb, and I wanted to get as far away out of off the road that I could so as not to be in anyone else's way. So I went a little bit up on the curb, deliberately. No big deal, right? So the officer came over to my car, and by then I'd already forgotten about the orange red light. And he says, ma'am, do you know why I pulled you over? And I said, no. So I really didn't. And he said, well, a lot of things really. And he must have had 10 cups of coffee because his adrenaline was going. And I'm telling you, he was gunning for me. And I had a flash at that moment. He'd had a really bad morning. And so when he said you turn on a red light, I was like, yeah. And so I said, I'm sorry. And he says, oh, I don't care. It doesn't matter. And then he said, and then you swerved. And I said, well, and then, blah, blah, blah. And I said, to tell you the truth, it's a brand new car. I'm getting used to it. And I'm late for a doctor's appointment and blah, blah, blah. And he said, have you been drinking? And he says, are you on prescription drugs? I said, no. So anyway, it was kind of bad. So he went back to his car, and I tried to call the doctor's office to see if I still had time to make it or not because they wanted me there 10 minutes early. The appointment was scheduled. These are important. The appointment was scheduled for 8:30. They wanted me there at 8:20, and they did not have another opening until the middle of the following month. So I couldn't get through to the doctor's office, so I thought I had just had channeled, if you will, this long, wonderful message to my beautiful favorite client in Greece, and I thought, I'm going to employ it. I'm going to apply it, what I just talked to her about. So I closed my eyes, I went within, and I did Ho'oponopono. And the way that I do it, because I've done this for years, is, and the way that you can do it, is you can use this for any troubling person or relationship or circumstances. You can even use it with inanimate objects. So when I do it, I don't allow my conscious mind to get in the way. I notice when I say those 4 things, which one is the stickiest, which one has sort of a stickiness to it. And that usually tells me I need to give that one more attention, because maybe it's with a troubling relationship or something like that. And so I'll just spend more time with there until deep inside myself, I feel this smoothie, creamy calm. Okay. And then I allow the universe and things to work out the details and whatever is in the highest and best for me and that other person concerned. So anyway, in this situation, I did it. And when I get out of my own way and I really listen to those other signals, that is when the most wisdom comes through. And it can be very surprising, and it's pretty cool. So I noticed what was strongest for me with him. It wasn't sticky, it was bright. That's the best way to say the energy around one of the 4 sayings. And it was on, I love you. And for a split second, I thought, that makes sense. That guy's had a really rough morning, and he needs love. Who knows what they've gone through? So I just did the prayer. I closed my eyes, and I just said it over, and then I specifically focused on, I love you. And I thought, it's not fair for me to have expectations about the outcome for this, because that's not using it in its purest form. I'm just going to do it because that's what's best to do. So I did it. Well, he came back to my car. His entire demeanor had changed. He was smiling, and he said, Miss McKnight, he says, I'm not going to give you a ticket. He says, I'm just going to give you a warning. And then he says, have I seen you before? I said, no. I said, I haven't been pulled over in years. But anyway, then I called my doctor's office, and they said, we just had an opening. Open up at 9:15 instead of 8:30. Can you make it here in time? Well, that was about 30 minutes from then, and I was only 20 minutes away. So it worked out. I didn't even have any expectations. That was beautiful. That is one example, okay? I've heard stories of people using it. One woman used it with a relationship with her mother that she hadn't spoken to in years, and she did this for about a month, and her mother called her out of the blue, and their entire relationship transformed. There is a lot more that I can share with this, but I wanted to just keep this short and sweet, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please subscribe to my channel, because that will encourage me to bring you more of my magic that I love to do, which what I love to do is combine the ancient science of handwriting analysis, also known as graphology, with some of the deeper spiritual principles that I have used my entire life, which has made me have a rather magical life, and very unexpected, wonderful things happen. And so I combine that. I've got a program, Perks Beyond the Pen, coaching, and then if people just want to find out, of course, what their handwriting says about them, we can get into that too. Anyway, thank you so much. And I'm sorry. I forgive you. Thank you. I love you. Mwah!